Yo, once again, it's on. Back at you one more again. Real Kens TV and the house like kitchen sinks. You know, I'm going to keep it all the way real with you. That's why I'm called Real Kens TV. On a prison yard, when a person that likes the same sex, let's just keep it real. When a gay person arrives on the prison yard, oh man, you see all type of things come out of an inmate that you never even seen. Particular situation that I seen one time. Okay, let me break it down for you and give you the overall overview of the situation. This is gonna be a long video, so just kick back, relax, go to sleep. If you're driving, or if you're on your way to work, or you dropping a load off pause or whatever, just understand it's gonna be a nice lengthy video. Respectfully. I was at the Rotary Farm. I'm from Kentucky. I'm from Lexington, Kentucky. When you go to the Rotary Farm, that's a place to where, and I know I've explained this time and time again. So for the people that already know this story about the Rotary Farm, or the dealings of the Rotary Farm, if you will, just bear with me. So I'm at the Rotary Farm, right? When you get sentenced to do time in the Department of Corrections, you sit in the county jail until the Rotary Farm comes for you. It may be a month, it may be 2 months, it may be 6 months, it may be a year. Whenever they come for you, they come for you. Oftentimes they come on a turtle, because you ready to get out of that county jail. You ready to get on to the next stage, so you can get on to prison. As weird as that may seem. So I'm at the Rotary Farm, and there's an individual there. There's an individual there, and his name is Erica. But Erica lives his life as a woman on the streets. He started taking the hormone pills, so you could see clear traces of a woman, but at the same time, you know that this is a man. So Erica was cool, man. Erica was from Louisville, Kentucky. As I mentioned, I'm from Lexington. Erica was cool. Didn't bother nobody. Now, I'm going to give you just a brief synopsis. I don't even know if synopsis is the right word. So I'm going to give you a brief description of what Erica looked like. Erica was probably about 6'2", caramel complected, a little bit darker than me, for you all that don't know what caramel complected is. Had long hair, probably about the length of my hair. Let's see. And that's pretty much all that I can really describe, about Erica. But it was real cool. And got money sent in on a regular. Now, you say, well, how do you know she got, Erica got money sent in on a regular? Anytime you go into the store weekly, and you coming back with a big old bag, guess what? Somebody loves you out there, because they sending you money on a regular basis. We'll give you anything. Anything. I remember one time I was like, I needed something like some mustard or something like that. And he was like, here you go. Now, I'm a little optimistic. I'm a little pessimistic, rather, about accepting anything from anybody in prison. But, I'm like, okay, cool. So, you at the Rotary Farm. We're there maybe about just under 60 days. 56, 57 days. The Rotary Farm, you sit there. That's where you go to get processed. You go in, once you leave the county jail, you go to the Rotary Farm. They do your vitals. They do, your medical exams. They check your teeth, see how many teeth you got in your mouth. Mental evaluations. They give you a physical. They check everything out to make sure they know everything about you before you enter this Department of Corrections. You sit there. They classify. You have a caseworker. You're assigned a caseworker. And they do a what's called an assessment. So once they assess you or whatever, they classify you, and they say, okay, you need to go to max. You need to go to medium. You need to go, you're not a hardened criminal here. You're going to go to community, which is the lowest level that you can be at, where you go out and work in the community. You don't get paid real money. You get like $25, $30 a month, if that. But nevertheless, you're out in the community working. So they assess you there, and then they send you to wherever you're going. So I'm in the cell with Erica. Now, mind you, it's like 100 people per cell. So more so, it's a dorm. We didn't have any interaction, but you can't help but see an individual, hear an individual, see how a person acts. When that gray goose comes for you, that's what they call it in Kentucky, the gray goose. The gray goose comes for you. That means B&B, pack it up. B&B, pack it up. We all we got. Oh, no, you definitely want to hear B&B. They're going to come to you at about 3:30 in the morning. Once you hear your name called or they tap on your bunk, yo, Kens, B&B, pack it up. Oh, man, you can't wait to get out of there. Everybody's waiting to hear their name called for B&B because they're ready to get out of the Rotary Farm to get to the pen. You know what I mean? So even though it's 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning, you're still up. Or when the officer comes through, you hear him walking through or her walking through. So you wake up. B&B, pack it up. They grab like 4 or 5 of us out of my dorm. And they grab other individuals out of other dorms. So pack all your stuff up. They give you these big black trash bags. You put all your stuff in there. And then once you go there, you go to an area to where they check your, they go through your things, that your property that you packed in your bags. It's real strenuous. It's a long process. So I'm not even going to take you all through the entire process. If you've been to prison, especially in Kentucky, you already know. If you don't know, act like you know. But nevertheless, it's a strenuous process. They go through all your stuff, make sure you don't have anything illegal or whatever. They change you out. You got on, they put you in all orange. They lock you down. They got a black box in prison. They got a black box. And what a black box is, it's like it wraps around your wrist like this. So your wrists are like this. And it's a black box. You can't move. You're locked totally in. Just Google prison black boxes if you don't know what a black box is. It's the most uncomfortable box or what am I looking to say? It's just not comfortable. You know what I mean? It's terrible. To me, it's inhumane because your bus ride may be 3, 4, 5 hours. And the whole time, your hands are like this in a black box and you can't move. Even if you have to go to the restroom, you have to figure out a way to use the restroom in this black box. Nevertheless, you're going through the process, checking your property or what have you. We're on the bus ride. They sent me to Green River. This was 2013. They sent me to Green River Correctional Complex. See, the thing about my stories is that everything that I tell is, legit. Too legit to quit. I don't make up stories. My channel is not about entertainment. My channel is about helping the youth, helping young people, helping individuals that may be going through something in their lives and they're thinking about, okay, I'm about to dive off the deep end. I'm about to do this. I'm about to go rob somebody. I'm about to go kill somebody. No. So I tell you my prison stories so that you'll understand that it only gets worse. It never gets better. It never, it only gets worse. So people have, as of late, it's Banky Pound's story. First of all, I don't listen to Banky Pound. I'm not knocking Banky Pound. Kudos to you. I've listened to a few of his videos, and every video he's knocking somebody out. He's the man. I'm not saying that he wasn't doing it. I'm just saying. Only prison channels that I really, really watched was Jay Williams. I used to watch Big Hurt, the Fresh Out Prison series, but he didn't got kind of, too big now. Pause. Dante, the Dante Show Network. Him and I, we had a little difference, but we squashed that or whatever. We go kind of way back or whatever. I've been knowing him. He act like he didn't know me, but he know me. We went way, we squashed our little differences. And Fleece Johnson and Big Lee at 502 Hustle Spirit, or Hustle Spirit 502. Y'all go check them out too. They're in Louisville, Kentucky. I'm in Lexington, Kentucky. So as I told you, this video is going to be a little lengthy. Well, get to the video. Get to the point. You just sit back, shut up, and watch the video. Okay? Respectfully. My thing is this. We're on the Grey Goose, and we're on our way to Green River Correctional Complex. It's about 4 hours away. I'm in this black box. I'm uncomfortable, as is everybody. I try to sleep as much as I possibly can. We finally arrived to the prison. You arrive to the prison, they get you off the Grey Goose, you go into the areas, like a property area or whatever, they take the black box off of you, the cuffs off of you, and once again, they go through your property. They go through your property, make sure that you don't have anything you're not supposed to have. You got to go get strip searched again, take a shower in front of everybody. They spray you down with this chemical or whatever to make sure that, you don't have any lice or bugs or anything. I don't know. You have to go through that whole process. It's a draining process because, as I mentioned, you wake up at 3:30 in the morning. By the time you get to the prison, it's probably noon. You're tired. You go through everything that you go through. They dress you out, give you the prison attire, give you your bag. They give you like a laundry bag. It has your blanket in it, your towel, your sheet. You don't get a pillow in prison. You're lucky if you get a pillow. They're going to give you some state soap, which has no scent to it whatsoever. They're going to give you some state toothpaste, which has absolutely no scent, none of that. You know what I mean? But some of the things that you might already have because you just came from another prison, so you're allowed to keep most of the things that you already have. But some people don't have anything. So they have to use that state soap, that state toothpaste, that state shampoo and shaving cream and the state razors or whatever. So some people have to use those things. So once you go through the process, you get all, they do what they do. They send you to your dorm. Now, here's the kick. Here's the kicker. At Green River, at this time, it was 2013. It was June of 2013. See, I specified where I was at, and I specified dates. They send you to what, I don't remember what the actual name of it, but it's a temporary dorm. So when you go to the temporary dorm, it's a 2-man cell. You may be in there a day, you may be in there 2 days, you may be in there a week, but you're not going to be in there long. It's just they put you here until they can house you in a permanent unit. They put me in the 2-man dorm, or the 2-man cell rather. Guess who they put me in the cell with? Erica. Oh my God. Now, let me say this. I have no problem with gay people. I have no problem with transsexuals or transgenders rather. So let me rewind it. I have no problem with transgenders. I have no problem with anyone that likes to do what they do. You see what I'm saying? Because it's not my business. Do what you do. They put me in a cell with Erica. I'm like, oh my God. Now keep in mind, I was already at the Rotary farm with Erica. Erica was cool, but we didn't chop it up. We didn't kick it. We didn't eat together. We didn't play chess together. We didn't do any of these things. But when you're in a place for 60 days or 2 months, you're pretty much going to mingle and talk, or at least speak to almost anybody that's in there, because you're locked down 24 hours or 23 hours a day. Out of the 24 hours in a day, you're locked down 23 hours. How can you not see an individual? How can you not see what they do? You try not to really meddle with what they do, but you, at the very least, you're going to see, and it's like, whoa, okay, whatever. They put Erica in my cell. So I'm sitting there, and I really feel some type of way about it. Not for the simple fact, or for the simple fact, rather, that even though I don't have a problem with anybody's sexuality, it's like, man, the perception. What are people going to think? Ah, man, he's in the cell with, I know what they in there doing. It's just how people think. So I'm in the cell, and I'm hoping the next day, I'm like, okay, man, hopefully they'll go ahead and, switch us out. Now, that particular night, as I mentioned before, Erica used to come back from commissary with the big old bag, the big old commissary bag. You got to put it over your shoulder, and you walk through the yard, and everybody's like, oh, okay, yeah, big money. You got that money or whatever. That's just how it works on the yard. Regardless of who it is, they watching you. They peeping you. Me, I ain't have nothing. My family was tired of fooling with me. I done been locked up. This is my 3rd time in prison. You know what I mean? So I didn't really have much. So by the time I got to the yard or whatever, I done ate all my little food up. I was waiting on some money to come, but it hadn't arrived yet. So I'm in the cell first night. I never will forget. Eric was like, shoot, you want some of these Doritos? Big old bag of Doritos. Nah, I'm cool. Wasn't much conversation at all. I'm on the bottom bunk. Eric was on the top bunk. Second day rolls around. They still didn't transfer us, send us to our regular dorm, our permanent dorm. Erica's eating like some fried potatoes or something like that. Because, you know, they got microwaves and stuff like that. So you go out in the dorm, cook your food or whatever in the microwave, and then come back in. You locked in your cell at like 8:45, 9 o'clock at night. You want some of these potatoes? Nah, I'm cool, man. It's potatoes smelling good than a motherfucker, man. I try not to even cuss on my channel, but damn, fried potatoes, you got the seasoning, and I think Erica had like the summer sausage and all that, and I'm sitting there and I ain't got nothing, and I'm smelling this, and my pride, and I'm like, nah, man, I'm good. Third day comes, I'm still in the cell. Probably about 9:30, 10 o'clock at night. Erica got this banquet chicken. Man, you want a piece of this chicken, man? Now, in prison in Kentucky, the banquet chicken, back then, oh, man, it was huge. It was everything. You got that banquet chicken. You fry it up. You cook you some potatoes with it, or you might eat the baked beans, or you might just have some chips, or you're going to have something with it. And it smells so good. Just because you're in prison, things are still the same as out on the streets. Man, that banquet chicken was smelling so good. Erica was like, man, you want a piece of this chicken? Yeah, man, let me get a piece of that motherfucking chicken. So I took a piece of the chicken, man. We sit there and we had a feast, man. Erica never came at me the wrong way. Never, ever. I ate the chicken, got the hot sauce, ate some sour cream and onion chips or something like that she had, or, you know, that Erica had or whatever. And plus she got the Kool-Aid. Oh, man. Now, I recommend, this is what I recommend. If you all go to prison, don't ever accept anything from anybody. But by the third night, I'm starving. We don't eat again until 5:30 in the morning. Our dinner was at about 4:30. So that's like a 13-hour difference? I don't got nothing in my locker at this point. I'm starving. Yeah, I ate the chicken, man. You know, no funny style, no funniness or whatever. So the next day, they ended up sending us to our permanent dorms or whatever. So I go to the permanent dorm. Everything's cool. I'm like, damn, man. You know what I'm saying? I got much respect for Erica because Erica didn't know me whatsoever. Didn't know me from a can of paint. But yet, you had so much. You were so plentiful to where you was just like, you know what? Here you go. You want some of the food that I'm cooking or whatever. And you never came at me sideways. You never, I gave you this, so do something for me. You never, ever played the do something for something game with me. Because I never would have went for that. Never in life. Erica gets sent to the dorm. I get sent to the dorm. That was a dude named Eric. Eric was cool. Eric was the barber. Eric was about 6 foot. Probably, I don't know, 215. Worked out all the time. Tatted. I'm talking about head to toe or whatever. Well, I don't know if it's head to toe, but I know his arms, his chest, because he often walked around with no shirt on. Was tatted, was cut up, stayed in the weight pile. Like I said, he was the barber. In prison, everybody loves the barber. Hell, on the streets, everybody loves the barber. So, in prison, you know, because you want to look nice for your visit or your video visits or your pictures when you send home or whatever. So, everybody loves the barber. I got to cut this air on, man, because it's hot. So, if y'all hear a noise, guess what? It's the air conditioner. So, Eric was well liked. Didn't bother nobody. Stayed on the basketball court. He was good in basketball. Stayed on the poker table, and he would play chess. Thing about Eric, he was well liked, but he didn't play no games. So if you got on his nerves or if it was a situation, he's going to handle it. Come on, man. Let's go on back here behind these bleachers. Behind the bleachers is a blind spot to where in the gym, because I mentioned he played basketball every day, we go behind the bleachers, we're going to go on and handle this. Eric done knocked out 2-3 people. Got hands. Eric just was blessed. He had hands, man. But he didn't bother nobody. He was just a cool, laid back dude. Like me and him, man, we was cool. We never had no issues with. He was my barber. You know, at the time I ain't have hair. I had like short hair or whatever. But I was growing. No. I ain't have no hair back then. But that's a damn shame to where I done been to prison so many times. I got to think back and revert back to how was my hair back then. But it ain't right. I've changed my life since then. So Eric, you know, he was cool, whatever. But people started to notice that Eric and Erica, they were like, I don't know, you just kind of You know what I mean? You just kind of seen something. Something was there. What I failed to mention was this. And then when I'm telling stories, I don't edit. So if I'm editing, I could go back and strategically place certain things at certain points of the video. But this is Real Kens TV, so I'm going to keep it all the way real. If I mess up, I'm going to tell you, guess what? I messed up. They sent Erica in the same dorm that I was in. Now, the dorms that we were in, they had cubicles. 4-man cubes. 2 on the left side, 2 on the right side. You got a lower bunk, you got an upper bunk. Everybody got a locker, you got a table, you got a place where you can put your television at if you have a TV. And if you're on the top bunk, they got these little TV stands that slide out from the beds, and you can put your TV stand up there. They put Erica, once again, it was like Erica and I was a joint at the hip. Pause, double pause, triple pause. Matter of fact, I shouldn't even say that. If you don't know what pause means, look it up in the Urban Dictionary, and you will quickly understand. So Erica was in the same cube as us. We all came in. It was like 15 to 20 of us that arrived at Green River at the same time. I seen people going crazy. I seen dudes that I had seen before from prior prison bids, or just dudes that I never would have thought. They had the googly eyes for Erica. They had the googly eyes. One time, I never will forget, Erica jumped out of the bed because it was for count. They count you. You got to jump out of your bed, hold your ID up or whatever, and the officer walks through, looks at your face, looks at the ID, marks you down on the little clipboard that he's carrying, and walks on to the next bunk. Erica jumped out of the bed with these little bitty gray tight shorts on. I'm talking about the shorts were so tight. Had the shirt tied up in a knot. You know what I mean? And I'm looking at the expression of dudes, and people is legitimately checking Erica out. Erica was in our queue for maybe, it wasn't even that long, maybe a month, if that long. And abruptly was transferred to another dorm. It was the same unit, but just another area, another bay. That's what you call it in prison, another bay. So we were all still under the same unit, but we was in C dorm, so Erica went to B dorm. Lo and behold, it's the same dorm that Eric is in. At this point, like, it was just kind of like, whatever. Nobody really thought anything. But it was a whole lot of suspicious behavior going on. For instance, I told you that Eric liked to play poker. So he would host the poker games. In prison, you house a poker game. You know what I mean? You're responsible for the game. You keep the score. You're responsible for collecting the commissary. You're responsible for paying everybody out or whatever. And then as the house, at the end of the night, you keep everything that's left. And typically, the house wins. If you really know anything about poker. So, he would allow Erica to get in these games for free. Or Erica might have to bring her first. Which, when I keep saying bring her first, or her, or whatever, I don't want to disrespect anybody. You see what I'm saying? I don't want to disrespect nobody. So, if I say something that's kind of inappropriate or out of line, please forgive me. Erica would bring the first $5 or $10 that was required to get into the game. But after that, it was like, Eric wouldn't make Erica go back and get any more items. Like, once you go out of the game, you got to go bring your money to the game. And he would often cover for Erica. So people, started to question him. I didn't, because I wasn't from their city. I don't got nothing to do with what y'all do or whatever. And then they would see them together kind of on the slide, whatever. Just kind of talking, just briefly or whatever. Eric was like, nah, man. Y'all know me. And ain't nothing like that. See, what had happened was, on the streets, I dated Erica's mother. So, when I seen Erica, I'm like, whoa, what you doing in the pen? Me and the mother still talk. So I told the mother, man, I'll look out for Erica, make sure that, everything's cool. So the people around him, I guess they kind of bought it, like, okay, yeah. Because nobody had ever seen this sort of behavior from Eric or what have you. But as time went on, you could see it unfolding more and more. They're talking more. There's little spats and arguments that's going on. Erica's running up $40 and $50 debts on the poker table, and Eric's paying it, or it's coming out of, his winnings. So people's really starting to wonder, like, hold on, man, something is just not right. Well, one day it hits the fan. We walking in the walkway. Eric's coming from the barbershop because he cuts hair, as I mentioned several times. Erica was outside. I'm walking into the dorm. Me and my partners, we didn't just finish working out or whatever. I was kind of swole back then, man. You know what I mean? So they going through it, and it's a whole bunch of people outside. And I can't say the things that Erica was saying on YouTube, but it was pretty vulgar, and it was pretty sexual and straight to the point. You did this, how do I taste? Yeah, tell everybody that I had this, and I had that, and you was on your knees, and you was, tell them that. Eric's not saying anything, he's just looking. He's literally just looking at him like, for real. Like, that look as though, y'all really believe it? Y'all know me. Y'all know I'm not gonna say, do anything like that. But Erica was just spitting like a Uzi. Just every time Erica would say something, it would follow it up with something else, and it was worse and worse. Yeah, you telling everybody that my mama, you and my mama, nah, you like me. My mama ain't kicked it with you in for years. Like, just really, really reading Eric. Telling him off. Letting him know. Letting everybody else know. How do I taste in your Ms. Alf? What? So we all sitting around looking. Now me, once again, I don't care what nobody does, man. I mind my business, man. I'm trying to get home to my family, my kids. I don't care what you do. It's penitentiary. I don't care. I've already seen how dudes act around Erica. People's giving Erica free food, and man, the locker was so stacked. You're not just giving people food for nothing. See, Erica didn't have anybody looking out on the streets that was sending money. But it was all good because Erica's locker stayed stacked. How do I know? Because I was in the same cube. I was in the same cube initially. One day, now I wasn't here. I wasn't there, rather. They're in the gym. They're going through it again at the gym. It was never really Eric, but I would imagine that Eric was saying little stuff to set Erica off. But he just wouldn't do it in a area, or he wouldn't do it in an environment where everybody would hear. See them, tussling back and forth verbally. It turned physical. They get to fight. Eric had hands, man. Like I said, Eric was a nice-sized dude or whatever. 6 foot, 210, 215, whatever he was. Stayed in the weight pile, stayed playing basketball, so he was in shape. He was cut up. Been in the joint a couple times, so he had hands or whatever. But they was going through it. So, Eric, she swinging like this, and Eric, trying to block her or whatever, because he don't want to get hit in his face or whatever. So he's trying to really restrain Erica. Once again, they get caught. They get caught. Now, when I say they get caught, not by the officers, but the inmates. So the whole yard is talking now. The whole yard is talking. And it's just one of those things like, damn, bro, Eric, man, he's really in love. Man, he's on some in love type stuff. And it just got so bad. It really, really got so bad to where Erica was taking advantage of Eric. Anytime that Erica wanted Eric to do something and he couldn't do it or wouldn't do it, it was a scene. It was a scene. It would pop off. So it got to the point to where the administration found out about it. They ended up separating them. They moved Erica completely out of the dorm. Like, across the yard. Eric was not happy about this whatsoever. But what can you do? You can't go to administration. Hey, man, y'all move my boo. This is my boo, man. Y'all gonna move my boo. You can't do that. That's illegal in prison. You're not supposed to have relations in prison. You know what I mean? So, Eric was not happy. Erica was still doing the most, meaning that she was, manipulative, doing whatever she could do to get, I keep saying she again. Erica was doing whatever that Erica could do to get what Erica wanted. So, Erica got to kick it with another dude in the dorm that she was in. Dude named Charlie. Eric wasn't feeling that whatsoever. And it was crazy because those two often hooped together. Every day they hooping. 3-4 hours a day, man, they hooping. Both of them could hoop. Charlie was probably about, 6'4", 230. He was a big dude. He had been locked up for at that particular time, Charlie had been locked up a good 8 years. Young dude. He had, his mother was, she had gotten into it with the stepdad, or the boyfriend, and the boyfriend put his hands on the mother, so Charlie killed the dude. Man. So he ended up getting 10 years, but he had to do 85% of that time because it was violent. So he had to do 8.5 years of the 10. So he was kind of close to the end, probably had another year and a half left. He get to kicking it with Erica. Eric finds out about this. Like I said, they hoop together every day. Nah, Eric wasn't feeling that. He wasn't feeling that whatsoever. They get into it. They fight. They fight hard. Both of them. They fight hard, man. I really can't say who won, and I can't say who lost. But what I can say is they fought hard. I don't really say anybody won or lost. They fought. I'm talking about, man, Eric was throwing them things. It was like he was fighting for his life. He's fighting for Erica. They get caught on camera. Initially, they don't get caught. Administration catches them on camera later on that night, call you up to security. When they call you up to security late at night, it's never good. It's either a drug test, it's a write-up, something's done happened to somebody in your family. One of the three things, typically, when they call you up to security. Called him up to security, came back, packed his stuff up, sent off the yard. You know what I mean? Write-up, fighting. Got sent away. Sent to another prison. Because at certain prisons, man, you're always going to get locked up for fighting. Always. Even if they suspect that you're fighting in prison, they're going to lock you up and say that you're under investigation. But typically in prison, it carries a 15-day hold term. You go to the hold for 15 days for fighting. If it's just a regular fight, you don't split nobody's wig or push their noodle all the way backwards. You just get in a regular fight and go to the hold for 15 days. If it's crowded in the hold, guess what? They're not even going to keep you in the hole for 15 days. But I don't want to do 2 days in the hole. One day, the hole is awful. It's the worst. They end up sending Eric off the yard. Not much longer after that, Erica gets transferred to another facility. And it's just one of those things to where in prison, you never know who's doing what. You never know who likes who. You never know what a person's preference, if you will, is until that Erica arrives on the yard. I'm trying to tell you, I seen dudes, man, they were fighting for position. They were really, really shooting their shot, on the real streets, shooting their shot to get at Erica. That's why Erica had everything in the locker, didn't want for nothing, because left and right, that's what it was. See, in prison in Kentucky, they call it trim. That's trim. I don't know why they call it trim, but they call it trim. So I'd imagine that when Erica went to the next spot, Erica was good wherever Erica landed at, whatever facility. Got a lot of dudes, man. He got a lot of dudes that you would never, ever suspect. So it gets to the point, ultimately, to where it is what it is. I don't even try to hide it no more. Now, I'm just speaking figuratively. I'm not talking about myself. But people feel that I'm not even trying to hide it no more. It is what it is. Run up on me and see what happens. Since you think I ain't a man, run up on me. Them dudes be gorillas, man. Dudes be gorillas. 6'3", 250. But they got a girlfriend, a boyfriend in prison. It's like what they like. They ain't never getting out. But some people, I'm not going to use that as an excuse. Some people got short 8 years, 10 years. Kentucky, you don't do all your time unless it's a violent. And even if it's violent, you do 85% of your time. But if you got a 10-year sentence and it's non-violent, man, you're going to do at the very most 6 years. But if you take classes and programs, you trying to get out early, man, you can get out in 4.5 years. It's crazy the things that you see in prison, man. I'm telling you, I'm talking about absolute. When I say gorillas, I'm talking about absolute gorillas. There's no exaggeration. 6'2", 250. Arms big like Hulk Hogan. You want to know something, Luke? My Hulkamaniacs. Yeah, arms like that. Long dreads. Walk around looking crazy. Big, dark-skinned dudes. You know what I mean? Real intimidating looking dudes. Don't go to prison. It's not a world for you. It's not a world for anybody. It's a totally different world in prison, and people feel as though I'm only this way in prison. No. You're only this way because this is the way that you are. And there are different rules. There are different things that people accept in prison because people say, well, I'm in prison, so it's all good. Now, everybody don't think that way. I didn't think that way. Most people don't think that way. Fleece Johnson said when he was locked up, 85% of the yard like boys. I don't necessarily agree with that. I wasn't in the pen with Fleece Johnson, but that's a high number. I seen many people that didn't get down like that when I was locked up. I've done over 10 years in the Department of Corrections. Not proud about it. Definitely not trying to brag. There's nothing to brag about. The only thing I can brag about is I got out this last time and turned my life around and changed my life. But 85% is a rather high number. I would probably go with 50%. I would tend to believe 50%. If they're not, they would. But there's plenty of solid dudes that never got down with the get down. Stay out of prison, man. Because you just might run across a Erica or Eric that's infatuated with Erica. Real Kens TV. Hopefully you liked the video. Feel free to comment. Definitely share. Subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed. And be sure to hit that post notification. So anytime I bring you this action and this heat, guess what? You're amongst the first to receive.